Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about Mr. Ernest LaCour. Now, he is a person out of Oklahoma who was knowingly spreading the incurables to at least 3 women. Now, one woman decided to come forward and share her story as to how he gave her the H, I, and the and she wants people to know that she's being strong. However, he deserves to be behind bars because, brother, you got to be more careful. Now, I'm going to go to Fox 25 for the report and let you guys know what is being reported and what the woman behind this story is saying. So let me get him off the screen and play.
Women HIV. One of the victims. 3 women HIV. One of the victims spoke with Fox 25 Sarah Smith. She joins us now live from the police department with this story tonight. Sarah.
Wendy, the woman did not want us to show her face or use her name, but she's speaking out to help others. Ernest LaCour is charged with 3 counts of knowingly engaging in conduct to transfer HIV. One of the victims spoke to Fox 25 on Friday.
It is a deadly disease and it is sad, but you still can live your life. Like, I don't have AIDS. I still have a life to live.
The woman says she started having sex with LaCour in 2019. She says she got sick and went to the doctor.
I would just faint and pass out. I would get lightheaded. I would get so sick to my stomach. I'd have these episodes and I would throw up for weeks.
Her lab results were life-changing.
It's hard. Like, mentally, I'm crying and everything, and how to cope with this. And there's a whole program and what tell me about it and the medications and the treatment and everything.
Documents say OKC police got involved because evidence shows LaCour knew he was HIV positive during sexual contact. Records show there are at least 2 other victims.
All right. So as you see there, this person has to now face the music because he decided to do hanky panky, knowingly spreading the H, I, and the E. Now, I have talked about other individuals who did this same thing. Now, I talked to you guys about a guy by the name of King's Flip a couple years ago where he also was accused of knowingly spreading the H, I, and E. And I also talked to you guys about another woman. I think she was out of Detroit, and she had dealt with this guy who was like a softball player, and he had gave her and several other women as well the and the V. So I'm going to give you guys a quick recap on these stories just to give you guys a PSA to stay careful. Okay?
For tonight, a Nashville woman is being credited with helping bring down a man accused of exposing multiple women to HIV. It is a crime, a felony actually, to be intimate with someone without disclosing a positive HIV status.
Danny Perry II was in court last month, where he pleaded guilty to exposing a woman to HIV, a woman he played softball with for a Nashville rec league. A different woman took the stand during his court appearance. Marvelyn Brown says Perry exposed her to the potentially life-threatening virus 17 years ago, when she was just 19 years old.
I was 19 years old, he was 23, he had his own place, his own car, he looked good. My friends would meet him and they would say, you know, I really hope to find a man like yours one day. I was like, girl, you gotta leave them high school boys alone and get you, you know, like a real man. And you know, I mean, he was it. I remember one night we was about to have sex and we're kissing and things are getting hot and heavy, and then he stops and he says, baby, I just want you to know that, you know, I don't have a condom. And if you want to move forward, you know, I have no problem moving forward. He was it. This was my Prince Charming. So we proceeded to have sex that night without a condom. I grew up on all the Disney princess movies, and I always waited for my Prince Charming, and that's who he was to me. I mean, I'm thinking that those movies were so misleading. Which prince had HIV? And people oftentimes ask me, did he know he had HIV when you all had unprotected sex? And this is where my message of be responsible comes in, because I look at it like this. What if he had HIV and he didn't know because he never been tested like so many people living with HIV? I would still have HIV.
I'm going to go to the Daily Mail to... All right. There was another video that I covered where the guy King's Flip, who's now resting in peace, also was accused of it as well.
I done made the most smartest, intelligent, most secure, most whatever women break down to little babies. Do you understand? I could do that to you. I could break you down to a little baby. All right? I'm like a drill sergeant. I will destroy you.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight it's giving very natural Afro, okay? But that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Let me know who want to braid my hair. Anyways, tonight we're going to be talking about a guy by the name of King Face who lost his life today and the drama and the controversy that surrounded his name. King Face is a guy who he came forward as a very conservative black Trump supporter. He was very much in support of Trump. He had a lot of controversy behind him. People started hitting me up today and they're like, oh, did you hear about King Face, King Face, King Face? And I'm like, about who? About what? So I had to go back and look and brush myself up. And I'm like, oh, okay, I remember seeing this guy, but I wasn't really heavy into his gig like that. So I'm going to brush up and refresh you guys' memory on who he is. But, you know, he unfortunately lost his life today. Trump's, I believe it's his daughter, if I'm not mistaken, had came forward and she posted up a post on Instagram, and she had confirmed that he had lost his life. And she said, I'm deeply saddened to hear about the passing of our friend King Face, an unproblematic warrior who wore his heart on his sleeve and refused to be denied by anything but the content of his character. We will continue. All right, so let me fast forward because there was a woman who had came forward in the wake of his passing who had alleged that he had gave her the incurables.
Yeah, and I say what I heard. There are people who feel like you're not telling the truth. So just tell me your story from the very beginning.
Sorry. People are finding out and getting calls now. A lot of people that didn't know about my status. You understand that this is affecting not just him and his followers. This has affected and impacted so many other lives. And I know that people are saying a lot of things because they believed him, just like I believed him. We all believed him. We all loved him. We all still love him. That doesn't change. But the fact of the matter is that, like, this has to come out to light because there's a lot of women that don't know that have come into contact with him. And they're living their lives, having unprotected sex with other people, and passing this on as well. So I met him March 13th. We got into a relationship shortly after. March 23rd or the 20s. I can find out the exact dates for you guys because I have the hospital bill because I didn't have insurance at that time. I went to the hospital 3 separate occasions because I would wake up with a fever, hives, and then it would go away. I got on antibiotics, nothing worked. They tested me for the flu, for strep throat, for all other STDs as well. And everything came out negative. Everything kept on coming out negative because I was still in the acute stage. Remember, I had just contracted it March 13th, March 14th, when we first started.
No, she's an actual Trump supporter and she's a conservative. Go ahead, finish saying what you're saying.
Yeah, I am. MAGA. Anyway, but, basically, so by March 20th, I felt very, very ill, very, very sick. It was the worst time. I was getting like canker sores. It was very disgusting, and just a very uncomfortable period in my life. Angel was very much aware of everything that was happening, everything that I was going through. He didn't like talking about it. I couldn't express myself the way I'm expressing myself now with you guys. We couldn't have that conversation. If I ever brought up a conversation of, oh, babe, let's go to the doctor. I'll go with you. Let's go together. If you're afraid, if you're ashamed, I'm with you. He literally, word for word, shut the fuck up. I don't need your negative energy. And that just speaks to me as someone that was afraid. Someone that was really just scared of their own true reality. So, you know, he distracted himself with all these other things, but that's beside the point. We fast forward to June. I'm still not feeling better. I mean, I got better because once your acute stage passes, like, the symptoms come and go. You can kind of like fake the funk until it starts getting really, really bad. So after March, I was feeling better. I wasn't getting fevers anymore. The rashes pretty much went away, but I felt uncomfortable inside my body. Like, I knew that something still was not right. So that's what made me go to the doctor in June, even though I was in a monogamous relationship. So I thought, I went to the doctors in June, and then that's when they finally confirmed, because it was actually in my bloodstream enough for them to actually find it. And that's when I discovered that I was HIV positive. I told him, and he looked at me in the eyes. His eyes got a little teary. And for a moment, I think that he just felt bad because he knew that he had done it again. You know, like a part of him, just like the human part of him felt that pain, because the love that I had for him, and as I'm sure everyone else around here, it was very genuine. It's very real. So his eyes got a little teary-eyed, and then he looked at me. He said, "I'm never going to leave you. Don't worry. Like, we got this," or like something along those lines. And it was just really confusing for me, because I didn't understand, like, if I was in his shoes and my partner just told me something that serious, of course I would be supportive, but that wasn't support. That wasn't love. That was just, we're not talking about it no more. And we didn't. Every time that I would try to bring it up, it was a problem. It was a nasty, nasty, nasty fight. And it would hurt me because I was watching him die before my eyes. It got to the point that we couldn't have sex just when I wanted.
So I just wanted to rebrush you guys' memory on some of the previous stories that I covered around this. Ladies, be safe. You never know if you are going to run into a Perry, a Ernest, or a King Face. And you just want to also be safe. Look for I don't know what to look for, but just be safe. Use protection. Make these men provide current STD results, okay? That is one of the requirements when I'm dealing with somebody new. You have to give me updated test results, period. A year ago is not current enough. And I know that there is like an acute stage, like she said, but I'd rather be as diligent as I can. And even if you give me an updated test results, you still want to be using protection. So protect yourself and do what needs to be done. Now, sometimes you may slip up, but you better just get back right on track, okay? And do what you gotta do, period. So that's all for that video. I will see you guys on more videos.